Like, when I say I fumbled, I absolutely fumbled. So this story takes place, I'd say about like 1 to 2 years ago. I'm not 100% sure on the exact timing, but basically, I went on a vacation with my family, and it was me, my cousin, my mother, and my brother. We all went on vacation to this resort in Massachusetts, where we met these groups of girls. So the girl that I'll be talking about in today's story, we'll just call her AZ. So anyways, basically, me and my cousin, basically, we were in the lazy river and we were going around. And I had made a joke to my cousin, and AZ turned around and was like, hey, yo, that's gay. And then I looked at my cousin looked at me. We both like, so and then after that, we just kind of started talking to AZ. And my cousin already knew that I thought that she was fine. So like, basically, I was kind of talking to her. He was kind of just doing his thing. She was talking to both of us, of course. But I noticed that like whenever she would get out, like she would wait for me. Like she would try to get me to come with her or whatnot. And when we were going around, she'd be telling me, like she was talking about life stories and stuff. You know, simple. I was rinsing it up, of course. Come on now. But basically, so we went around the river a few times. Eventually, we started to go on the rides and stuff. So like the water slides, etc., etc. I don't really remember off the top of my head exactly everything they had to offer there. But we went there, and at first it was just kind of like she would get out the water, and bro, when I tell you, I was not complaining when she got out that water. You know what I mean? Like, if you know, you know. But anyway, basically, she would get out the water, go on the slide. I'll be like, yo, you want me to come with you? Most of the time she said yes. There wasn't a time that she said no, but there was just some time that she like would go on the slide before I noticed that she got out. Like if I fell behind a bit and she wanted to go around and go on the slide. But yeah, so basically, like most of the time I'm like, oh, you bet, I'm gonna go with you. So we go down the slide, we go around, we talk, we in the river, we chatting it up or whatnot. And when the water was coming, like, you know, she kept finding reasons to grab my hand and like hold my hand and whatnot while we were going through the water. But then she had to let go because her mother was like strict as hell. And her mother's boyfriend or whatever the hell that dude was also there. So it was like, couldn't really have him seeing us. And he saw me and her talking a lot, and he really like called me out and was like, yo, you know that's my girlfriend's daughter, so like what's your intention? And he introduced himself and he was asking questions about where I'm from and all this stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, like, come on, man, like you were my age once, you know, bro, like what's up, bro? So he was low-key cock-blocking major, but like that's besides the point. You know, I still was trying to talk to her. I was still trying to get that, you know what I'm saying? So like basically, we had to be a little bit more low-key so you don't ask questions. Eventually she had to go, and that really wrapped up like the first interaction. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been another time we were with her. It wasn't the first time we met, but after the first time we met, there was a time where we were all around each other again, and she had started talking to these two other girls who I'll call B and K. Really good at these names, man. But basically, so AZ went and she was talking to B and K, and then they kind of started talking as a group, basically, and that came back and wrapped around to us because, you know, we were friends with AZ, so we kind of got put into the conversation. And my cousin and B, they started hitting it off basically immediately. And so basically how that went, that's a whole different story for another video, to be honest. But B and my cousin were definitely like feeling each other, and the energy was out there, like you could really tell. So that left me with AZ and K. Now K was some basic girl, basically, you know, she was very basic, like very fit into a category-esque, if y'all can understand what I'm saying. But so she was also one of those girls that's like still stuck on her ex, like, oh, my ex did this, yada 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 yada, you know, typical stuff. But back to the main character of the story, which is AZ. Now AZ, let me describe her to you. She was a short, lighter toned, very, very good looking girl. I think she was definitely shorter than me. She was, I don't remember, like, around, if I had to guess, I'd say she's around 5'3", 5'4", maybe. I wouldn't give her 5'5", to be honest. She was short. And no, I think 5'5" is not too much of a stretch. Between 5'5" and 5'3", but nothing too low. Because she wasn't like super short, like if she can't stand in the water unless she's on her tippy toes type short. But like, anyways, but yeah, so she's light skinned. Her hair was, she has nice hair too. I don't remember the exact texture of her. I think it was a bit curly, to be honest. So you can already imagine from like how I'm describing it. You know, she definitely was something. And when I first seen her, she had on like a blue two-piece. And blue's my favorite color, so automatically it catches my attention. And on top of that, it's a fine girl wearing a blue two-piece. So it's like, you caught my attention with my favorite color. And you're making my favorite color look even better. So now you're about to be my favorite person. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Basically, after that, it kind of like, I tried to continue like to hit it off with AZ. But unfortunately, our time together really got cut short because her mom and her mom's boyfriend, like if they wanted to go back to the room, she had to go and she couldn't come out without them. And also there's the fact that they got into a fight, which caused us to not really be able to see her anymore. And then eventually I think she left. But I tried to keep in contact with her. So at one point we were talking pretty often, actually. Not really pretty often, but we were texting back and forth consistently. But she didn't have a phone, so it was more like me texting her and waiting for her to be able to reply. Like whenever she would get some type of device. But every time that she would go somewhere and have a device, she would always text me. Like I would always know before someone has to say something or anything. But then after a while, the conversations kind of got boring. And then it kind of became like someone would be like, oh, she has her phone back. I'm like, oh, really? And I would hit her up and then, you know. Basically, the conversation started falling off, which is typical with these long-distance stuff, to be honest. But I was kind of disappointed. I was like, at that point, I was still kind of feeling her. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to salvage this. Maybe, just maybe, we can see what's up, right? Nothing was up. Everything was down at this point. Because we was talking, conversation was so unbelievably boring. Like, I don't even understand how one person can text this dry. And she would apologize and be like, oh, you know, I'm not good at texting. Which, I'm not usually a person who's like, oh, I understand. Because it's such a common thing to say. And I feel like a text conversation is not that hard to do. Like, literally just talk about anything and it'll be fine. So, but, you know, that's that. So that conversation, it kind of fell off over time. And eventually we kind of just stopped talking. But that's not where the story ends, though. Because one day, a bit later, me and AZ get to talking again. You know, we're talking. And I say something, but she takes it a different way. Like, she takes it the other way. And she's like, and then that's when I kind of started to figure out that she's on timing. Because, like, she made a joke about something. Like, it's something that she said. But she deleted it mad quick, so I couldn't see it. But I seen it already because I was texting her, you know? So I'm like in the chat, and I seen her. I'm like, yo, hold on. She's on timing like that? So I'm like, I sent the eyes emoji, and then we start talking on some type of timing. And so I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? And she's feeling it, and she's starting to get in her mood, and she's like, oh, this, that, third, right? So I'm like, I bet. And I'm talking to her, and I get back to talking to her about, like, what we had, like, what we had going on when I was in Massachusetts. I'm like, yo, you know, what's up with that? Like, low-key, I was feeling you. I was trying to get that, but they said that you wasn't feeling me. So what's up? And she was like, I never said that. Like, I wanted, she said basically that she was feeling me, and that she never told them that she wasn't feeling me. So I'm like, bro. I'm like, so you telling me, like, if I had tried something while I was over there, you would have been cool with it? And she was like, yeah. I probably would have been shy, but I would have been cool with it. I'm like, yo, bro, you telling me I could have had this fine piece of work? And I didn't, because not only did her family cock block, but, like, the people that's supposed to be my friends, bro, they sold the bag. So I was kind of stressed out after that. I'm like, but I'm still talking hot on, like, the text messages, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like texting her, she's feeling it, she's talking about how, you know, I'm turning her on and shit, right? So After that conversation, though, we never had a conversation as good as that one. But like that conversation was going on for a minute. And I really brought some energy because after that, I was like, yo, you trying to be like, you trying to be something, like you trying to date or something, you know what I'm saying? And she actually said yes. I was like, I bet. See, I'm just him. Like, I really get what I want, right? So basically, that lasted for a grand total of like a few weeks. And then it kind of just fell off. I'm like, yo, like one day I'm just like, you really don't text, like you really not inconsistent with it. So like, what's up? Like, what type of timing are you on? And she's like, oh, you know, I'm not really too sure because this, that, and the third, yada, yada. I'm like, I bet, I feel you. So we could just chill as friends. And she's like, all right. And then the energy kind of fell off again because we stopped really talking for real. And I guess over time, it just kind of became more of a text every now and then we stopped texting. But I'm like, bro, it's crazy because I was really feeling her. And if I had went back to Massachusetts and she was able to pull up, bro, I feel like the whole timeline, the whole series of events would have been different. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Y'all can call that a fumble or y'all can call that a W. Y'all let me know I can't speak. Y'all let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.